All right, we're back with another episode of Golficity Live after a brief hiatus last week. But the nice news is it finally, after 6 months, starting to feel warm enough out there. I mean,
So
it's
nice.
you walk with like a more of a spring in your step, right, Mike? Like when all of a sudden it's just warm again. And we got out there. We played a little bit this week. It was good to be back outdoors. We had the drone back in the air doing some great videos. One that's going to drop on YouTube any day now. So I had a lot of fun with that. We're going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to talk about that's the par 3 challenge we did. Also, a lot of great stuff. We always like to wrap up what's going on Golficity. We've got a lot of great stuff there. As we talk today, as always, why we do live, make sure you guys drop your comments below because we want to get you guys engaged with the show. But Mike, what else we're covering tonight?
We got a nice list of things we're going to talk about tonight, but before I kind of go through those real quick, do you think we'll ever play around and not film it?
No. At this point, no.
At this point, no, right?
Right.
So we're never going to play a normal round of golf.
And we're our own worst enemy because it's like almost impossible sometimes to like focus on a round because we've got like 3-4 cameras with us at all times.
And drones and, all sorts of things. But whatever. We get some good stuff out of it. So tonight we're going to talk about a couple of things. We had that epic unboxing in case you missed it. Yep. Throw a photo of that up there, Frank, if you can.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So that's on YouTube.
We were wearing that gear just this week.
Yeah, we were. Looks sharp. I really like the way it looks, the way it feels.
It was so funny that some of the shoes, though, they're like that crisp white, right? And the first few rounds of the season, it's always like wet, damp, muddy. I was just like, didn't want to break them out of the box yet. But
I know.
It was nice enough yesterday we did it. It's just like, anytime you get those fresh pair of golf shoes, it's like you don't want them to even touch the mud yet.
Well, we were, it was cool to get multiple pairs. So I got the Tour S's. I'm looking at them now. I won't break those out until like midsummer.
Yeah.
I need a dry summer for that. So I started with the spikeless for the wetter terrain. So we're going to talk about what else are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about the state of our games, which I love talking about with you. We talk about that a lot on the podcast. Get an idea of what's working and what's not working for you and me because, we can share a lot back and forth, learn a lot. Maybe we can even get some feedback from the viewers. We'll be, talking about this on this week's episode of the Golf Podcast, which will drop on Sunday, where we're going to dissect this par 3 challenge along with the state.
Speaking of the viewers too, Mike, not to cut you off there, but one thing that I've been really enjoying is in the Golf Podcast Facebook group, everybody just kind of happened. Like a few people started to share their first round of the year, and then everybody just started jumping on board, sharing some pictures and stories of their first round, and it was just great because like it just felt so much like we're back, just not only just seeing ours, but seeing everybody like just coming out of this long winter that we've had and just like rejoicing and being back on the course. So I love those stories. If you're in the Facebook group, definitely, jump in there and post some of yours. And, if you're not, make sure you check it out because the group, it's free. It's, on Facebook, just search the Golf Podcast and join up for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're closing in on 800 members. It's such a cool community. I feel like I'm getting to know people's like lives and seeing their kids play the game and, people sharing awesome like tips and news and places to get discounted gear. So it's a cool little community. As always, I want to get, you all on YouTube, subscribe to the Golficity channel. We can't express that enough. Frank, throw the link. I mean, it's easy enough. YouTube.com/Golficity. Sometimes over lunch breaks, you and I end up filming fun stuff. We just put it up there, and then we do the vlogs, of course, which you probably have seen. So we have a lot coming up, and you're not going to want to miss the full title is Bag Fitting, Frank, 2 weeks away. So excited. It's at the TPI at Sleepy Hollow in Westchester.
There's that link for you guys, too. I put that in the comments.
There you go.
All right. Simple enough.
So subscribe there, so anytime something drops, you'll get a notification. What else are we doing tonight, Frank? We have a fun this week on Instagram. We have some cool new stuff to share with you.
Yeah.
Some fun stuff that we filmed the other day. That's what I have.
Yeah, no doubt. So a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Like I said before, make sure you post your comments because we do read them. We'll toss them up on the screen. We want to get you guys, joining into the show. Give us your feedback. Give us some of the stuff, especially like we talk about just kicking off the season. A lot of guys are just getting back in the swing of things like we are. And we're going to talk about the state of our games, as Mike said. So anything you have that you want to add to the conversation, just jump in and go ahead and do that. Mike, one thing too, before we dig in, anything new show up at the door?
Oh yeah, Mike's mailbag, full effect this week.
There it is.
There he is.
We still need a Mike's mailbag theme song.
We need a theme song, and maybe we get a hat on that guy at some point.
I think we could do
I don't
that.
know.
I think we could Photoshop a G hat on him.
I want that, and I want the Brad Pitt from Seven, What's in the Box, playing and screaming in the background. All right, so work on that. Yeah, I got a couple things at the door, but first, look at this. I got to clean up in here. Look, seltzers.
Dude, come on. You seltzer much?
I don't even know which one I'm drinking tonight.
Here, I'll give you your guy. Like, we'll get you real official.
Can you leave him on the screen, please?
There you go. Real official there.
What do we got here? To Golficity. Oh, this is from our friends over at Amp Caddy. It's funny, I played Hidden Creek last Friday down in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, right outside of Atlantic City. And one of the guys in the group was, he had his Bose speaker, and he was playing a lot of country music. And whatever, it was cool. I mean, that's not my style, but it was great. I loved having it out there. That's something new for me. I know a lot of people are doing it, but I kind of liked it. So I made a little comment on our Instagram that we need to get an Amp Caddy. And here you go. We got a nice.
It is.
So not even taking. Oh, here we go. I'm not even going to take it out yet. But here you go, Frank. This would have came in handy the other day.
It would have. We had the course to ourselves out there. We could have been, blasting it.
Blasting something. 7 a.m. in the morning, a little Guns N' Roses running down the fairway. All right, what else we got here? Let's see. Swannies. You heard of these guys?
I love that logo.
Yes. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
A little brochure. Here we go.
There it is.
I'm going to wear this. Can I put this on?
Yeah, do it. Change it up.
This is the real Mike's mailbag with no hat. All right, hold on. All right, we're going to rock the Swannies. What else we have in here? We got a nice polo. Very cool.
This guy never needs to buy a golf shirt again.
I have 28 golf shirts in my closet, all on hangers.
That's nuts.
I'm crazy about that. My golf gear has to be, very organized.
Yeah, well, anybody checks out the Golficity Snapchat account knows. Do that
exactly.
tour of Mike's gear every.
I'm trying to get my closet better looking than Ricky Fowler's. If you've ever seen that clip of that, it's amazing what that guy's closet looks like.
Yeah, good luck with that.
But yeah, hey, listen, Amp Caddy, Swannies, thanks for the gear. I'm going to be rocking it. Love it.
Very cool. Okay, Mike, what else we got? I know we wanted to talk a little bit about Tiger, the PGA Tour. We had a little bit of a lull there, but I feel like we're solidly back now. Wells Fargo and then leading into the Players, right?
Yes, and I love the Wells Fargo because I love Quail Hollow. It's a bucket list course for me. It is one of the prettiest courses. It probably doesn't get enough love. But watch that tournament this week and just, from the clubhouse to the grounds, awesome. And Tiger's back. So the crowds are going to be big this week. I think we've got a clip of Tiger. I love watching him hit the drives, and especially.
Let me throw that up here because he just laces this one.
When he club twirls, it's just.
I know. It's something.
Right?
Let's pull that Tiger drive up.
Let's see it.
Dude, you just hear it, and you're just like, he just smoked that. Amazing. I mean, just to see where he's back and what he's doing right now, club head speed-wise, is just...
Yeah, it's fun. Obviously, I love when he's in contention. And you know what? Is Quail Hollow the location for both Ricky Fowler and Rory McIlroy's first wins? Trivia question. Hopefully someone out there.
That's a good question. Somebody,
because I know Ricky got his first win. I think Rory might have gotten his first win there as well. But anyway, so I'm looking forward to that. And then following this is the Players. It's always Mother's Day weekend.
Yep.
Yeah. So
they're moving it, or they're moving it next season, correct?
I believe next season they're going to move it.
Next season they're bumping it up in the schedule.
April?
I think it's to April. That's right. So they wanted to just kind of like front load more of the majors and things like that, especially hitting on the hottest part of the season. Yeah. Which I kind of like. I mean, right now I feel like we coming up through the Masters, all that hype, it's just a lot of build up to the Masters, and then all of a sudden it just kind of slows down a little bit. The Zurich, I don't think that's like it's a fun little event, see what they do with it, the walk up music, whatever it may be. When they get into some of those gimmicky things, it's because it's not the highlight of the schedule, so to speak. But I think again now we're going to hit another stride going into some of the other majors and getting ready, and of course this being kind of the fifth major.
Do you think any tournament is powerful when Tiger's in it. So the Zurich would have been an awesome week, right? Is it safe to say just Tiger there is?
I don't think
anyone
right
else
now, especially Tiger is going to bring that. He's going to bring.
I think just him.
Yeah.
If Spieth was at the Zurich. I mean, there was a lot of big names at the Zurich, and it still really got no love.
Yeah. Ed says April's too soon for that event, and in a way, I kind of agree. I know what they had said they're trying to do is getting it, earlier in the season when most of most of the viewership is up, leading into the majors and stuff like that. But I don't know. I always felt like, the Masters to me has always felt like the real kickoff to the season. I feel like Hawaii and some of that stuff that's going on early in the season, the California swing, it's just kind of like getting things going. But then I feel like the formal kickoff really is the Masters. And I don't know. I feel like it kind of muddies the water a little bit throwing the players in there as well, but we'll see. It only, remains to be seen once it actually happens.
I think the schedule's perfect. I love how when April rolls around, the Masters is just set in stone.
Yeah.
And then now our golf season up Northeasterners here starts to kick into gear May 1, and now we have the players. I like getting out there and playing while some of these big events are on and everyone's in that golf atmosphere. So now
you're going to have, the Masters and the players. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know. But we'll see. Yeah, you're right. So I love the players, by the way. That's a great tournament.
Me too. TPC Sawgrass.
So Quail Hollow and TPC Sawgrass, we need to get on. I don't know if we'll be able to get on Quail Hollow unless we know somebody, but we could play Sawgrass anytime. And we gotta. Do you have did you throw the photo of that up there? I want to see the 17th for a second.
Let's see here. What we have the TPC. Yeah, of course. About as recognizable as any hole in golf.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not as fun, I heard, playing it when there's nobody there. It's just an island, but
but it's still a great challenge. My father played it. He actually had an interesting story. When he was playing it, him and his buddy were down there, and they got paired up with a boyfriend girlfriend who were playing together, and the guy actually proposed to her on the 17th green. So,
and didn't she make par on that hole?
Not only did she make par, she was the only one who wasn't fazed by it, because on 18, the water goes all up the left side. And they were both excellent, golfers. Both, my father said he was two of the best golfers he's ever played with. And, all day they were playing really well. And then I guess he was still kind of like shaky from after proposing. Yeah. And he pushes his drive directly in the water on the left. She just steps up like nothing ever happened, puts it in the middle of the fairway and just moves on. So I think he picked the right girl, but it was a funny story, and they had my father hold the camera to take the picture for them, so it was pretty. Yeah, cool.
That's cool. Well, we'll get out there, we'll get on that par 3, and we'll play it. That's for sure. But speaking of par 3s, let's talk about the challenge. So let's switch gears. West Hills, your home course, since it's been in your family forever, since you were born. Home track. They just went through a major renovation.
My father first joined there. I think. It was in 1988 is when he first joined, and he's been a member there since. So we've been playing forever. But not only that, it's not just that. It was also it was one of the courses when I played in high school golf growing up. It was one of the local courses that we would kind of rotate around through. So playing it with him and learning it there, but also playing through high school, just had a lot of exposure to it. And now I basically I live in the backyard of the course. So it's been a staple of my golf career my entire life.
And that was one hole on I think when you cross the street and it's that dog leg right, you're supposed to stay left. You're always telling me stay left.
Yeah. Yep.
But the green is to the right. It's such a challenging hole because it makes your head spin. Do I hit a short shot? Do I go for it? Do I try to play that cut around and get it? And then plus the green is up on a hill and everything slopes off. So the real course there, it's a challenge and it's very pretty.
Yeah.
And then now they put in this par 3 right in the middle of the course.
And it was smart the way they played it, because what they did was it went under new ownership. It was originally member owned years ago, and then it went under new membership. Private ownership came in and bought it, and they've actually expanded it dramatically, and they've put in other things like a wedding venue, which has been great because it's brought some new money into it, and it's brought money for renovation. So about 5 years ago, it underwent a major renovation, and as part of that, they added a bunch of new holes and expanded the course in general, just widened it, made it much, much bigger. And what ended up happening was there was a number of holes that as they got moved, there were some greens greens that were just really great greens that they didn't want to just let go to waste. So they carved out a 9-hole par 3 track right in the middle there. So now you've got an 18-hole track they call the bridge course, and then you've got the par 3 track. And the nice thing about the par 3 track is like almost, it's always quiet. No one's out there. You can get out there and you can really tune up your short game. Yeah, but it's not like I talked about, and we were telling you, I was telling you as we're leading up to it, I'm like, get your short game ready because it is a tough little par 3 track. I mean, I think we played it from the blues, which are the furthest back, but there was, I think, 3 of the 9 holes were 180 plus, right? There was one that was 220. So there's some really, it's not like it's a very short par 3 track, and then a lot of multiple tiered greens, very small greens, and a lot of them are elevated. So you need to, hit that green or you're going to roll off in one direction.
A lot of false fronts and that, yeah.
False fronts. So
those greens
tricky.
are tiny greens, man.
Undulations and a lot of breaks. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So it was a challenge, for sure. And, I remember one particular, I forgot what hole it was on, but we got some really cool drone footage of an awesome I'm so glad we got this. I'm
so glad we got this one, too.
And I'm glad we got it from this angle. So put it up, but don't play it yet because I just kind of want to.
I think it auto plays when I throw it up there, but I can
all right,
try.
So keep a look for the ball near the hole after you hit it, and then
and just so you know, you guys will see the whole video because we did a challenge. We did match play, and in this particular hole, I pushed it way right, and I ended up missing the green way right because there was water left, and I think I just got in my mind that I pushed it way right. Anyway, so Mike sees the open door because he's thinking this is his hole because he was much closer to the green than I was. And I said it, I think hopefully it'll make it into the video, but I had said it there. It's like, I think I already wasted my best shot of the year because this one felt good. So let's roll that.
Yeah, I'm going to try to narrate through this. There's no sound. So there you are, bottom right. I'm on the left on the green in the pinkish shirt. You're sizing it up. Really smooth stroke. And then watch the ball. Look at the hole. I don't know if you could see it.
Almost right there.
Yeah, almost. Now, it's great. Actually, you know what? Go back to the beginning of this clip for 1 second. I just want to see something. Now look at me. I'm telling you where to hit the ball. Look at me. I'm like, put it up here. Yep. Put it here. You're like, dude, this is my home course. No, I'm not putting it up there. Boom. You go right at the hole, and then you up and down for par. So, dude, awesome shot. This is going to be in the
well, it's always a challenge, too, when you look at that, when you're chipping to an elevated green like that, because sometimes, and it's an elevated like humpback, so on the other side, too, if you go too far, you roll right back out the other side. So all I was thinking about in that whole shot, sometimes we talk about this before, you got to just like kind of simplify things. All I was thinking about is like, Frank, you just got to get it just to the green. Because I know if I left it any bit short, it's going to hit that hill and roll back down to me, which everybody hates that. That's the most demoralizing shot. All I wanted to do was just get it to the green. And as you saw up there, I was plenty of green to work with. And it just kind of landed nice and kept rolling. So I was glad that we had the drone filming for that one. Because how many times did it happen, Mike, that one of us hits a great shot, looks over the other guy.
We're like, why wasn't the camera on?
We're like, I was setting up the camera or something like that. So
right, yeah. So listen, this just goes to show you, like for you especially, this being in your backyard, this is the home course. It's so cool that you have this because think about playing that hole over and over again. Let's just say it's like a Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. right before work. You go out there and you could just play like 3 or 4 that hole over and over again. Think about how good you're going to get. You're probably not going to hit that green. There's small greens, but who cares? Because then you just go up there. I'd play, if I were you, I'd play 4 or 5 balls. Yep. And I would just hit that tee, and I would just keep doing it over and over again. Because let me tell you something. Just in a nutshell, this whole par 3 challenge it's awesome for the short game.
Yeah,
I love that I didn't have to take my driver out all day, and I could just focus on the problems of my bag, which is that mid and short game. So
yeah, and I love playing a little match play once in a while. I
that was
really
cool.
It's
should we tell him who won or let him wait?
Let him wait. That video will be out in a day or two. We'll let everybody. We'll leave a cliffhanger on that. All right, what else we got?
Let me go back to my notes here, man. We got a little off topic there. I was getting all excited about that drone shot. Okay. We were talking about that. We're talking about the state of the game, which, you know what? I'm going to save that talk for the podcast. You and I are going to talk about that. So if you want to hear that, tune in Sunday. We're going to talk about that. Let's talk about upcoming vlog ideas. And I want to throw this out there. I want to do some fun things this summer.
Me too.
We're doing we have a lot of great things coming up. The TPI, we're going up to the Titleist Ball Factory. We're going to be filming the 10th anniversary, of Pound Ridge. We're going to shoot a whole vlog there with the drone. Yep. You and I, maybe more competitions, maybe more games. Maybe if we played a game on the course or something. I'm thinking like Wolf or something.
I like that idea.
Maybe we can get a fun game out there. I'm just trying to think what else.
I always thought a fun one might be, too, if we played a two-man scramble, me and you, because we always talk about how our games are completely opposite. And both of us, we have opposite strengths and weaknesses. So I always thought if we went out there, me and you played two-man best ball, how low could we go? You know what I mean?
How low could we go? All right.
I think we could do pretty well.
Do you do alternate shot?
Well, it depends. If we could the alternate shot, or we could do like a true, almost a scramble best ball, and just use our shot, score. But
I got you. I like it.
We'll see. People will be looking at us like, "What are these two guys doing? They're playing their own scramble out there."
Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
But I like your idea too. If anybody has any ideas, anything you'd like to see us do with vlogs, course vlogs, anything like that, let us know. You can tweet us, post a comment here, wherever. Post a comment in the Facebook group. We'll find it one way or another. Or you can email us at podcast@golficity.com and let us know your idea, because we're open to it. We want to shoot at least, 1 or 2 videos a month going through the summer and get as many in as we can. That's for sure.
Yeah, we have a lot of ideas, so those will definitely be helpful. Let's talk
Yeah, we got a podcast to record, so that reminds me, let's just talk really quick about this week's podcast that's out. If anybody hasn't had a chance to listen to it yet, definitely check it out. We had Travis Fulton on the show. We were first introduced to Travis, who is he's a top 40, under 40 golf instructor, excellent instructor. You guys may have seen him from the Stripe Show, which he's doing now with 18 Birdies. He's also been co-host of on Morning Drive on the Golf Channel. Really great guy, but we were first introduced to him when we were down there for Bay Hill for the Arnold Palmer Invitational. And as part of that, we did a clinic the day before the actual Pro-Am. And Travis was the lead instructor there, and he ended up giving us some great advice. So we got to talking, and we said we got to get you on the podcast, and we brought him on. Here's a little picture from that day when we were down there. It's nice to be in sunny Florida for a day. Travis is a big dude, huh?
Yeah, he's a big guy.
So Travis, make sure you check out that episode. You can see what we mean. But there's one big thing that I really appreciate him doing. He offered to do swing analysis for our listeners. All you got to do is videotape your swing. You can do it with your smartphone, and send it to, what was the email address he had? Oh, the Stripe Show at 18birdies.com. But he said, use the subject line, the golf podcast. So he knows it's from our listeners. And then he's going to do some swing analysis and some swing breakdowns on his show. So I would say 100% take advantage of that, because if you look at his website, TravisFultonGolf.com, you look at his rates for a lesson, then you start to think, wow, if I can get a free analysis from him, it's worth it. So I would say jump on that, check it out. Speaking of those vlog ideas, I just saw this. Brian says night golf. I love that.
You wanted to do that.
I've been wanting to do that. The challenge that I've been finding is how we really film this thing. Because
I think, go ahead. I have ideas.
All the cameras, and definitely with the drone, it's like, I don't know how much you're going to be able to see. I know that we get the light up balls, we get all that type of stuff. I think we can pull it off, but, I don't know.
No, I think you did the whole behind by your home, whatever that is, 15th hole. We can line I saw this. I don't know where I saw this. We could put Christmas lights around the pole, and we could put Christmas lights around the green. So now you could see the green, you could see the flag stick.
We could
and
see
we have
it, but
the night
my
balls.
concern is, will the viewers be able to see it on video? Will it pick anything up?
Yeah,
we
that's
probably
a good
have to
question.
have some sort of lights out there with us so you could see us. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll pick the brains of some videographers. We'll figure out how to do it.
Yeah, so we'll bring
because
that.
I've been wanting to do that for quite some time. So that's an excellent suggestion, Brian.
Yes. You want to do this week on Insta?
Yeah,
real quick.
Let's jump through that. Yeah, for sure.
All right. So our friend Tanya Tare, you've probably seen her on Shot Makers. You've probably seen her on the Trick Shot circuit.
She's going to be on the podcast soon too. We've got her on the schedule in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, in a couple weeks.
So we'll ask her about this shot because I saw this and it was one of those things on Instagram. You just like watching it. You watch it over and over. You're like, what? Like, how'd you pull this off? It's just like the old Phil Mickelson, over the shoulder, and she just does it to perfection. I don't know if you guys saw this. Look at that.
I'm breaking windows and kneecaps if I try that.
Dude, if I try that, I think that's a wedding you see or something going on in the back. I guarantee I kill two people trying to do that.
Easily.
But, I mean, look at the lie she had going into that, and then she flops it up and over. Look at the pin. It's directly behind her back, if you look there. Directly behind her back, up and over.
Sometimes you got no other choice. I'm trying that if I'm ever in that situation.
Unbelievable. Yeah, well, if you're trying it, I'm standing in some other zone.
Yeah.
Just let me know if you're trying it because I will be moving.
Seriously.
I will set the camera up and then leave. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's check. Everyone loves a good golf meme, right?
Yeah, this one's fun.
This one's fun. It is true.
So we do that meme up there, and you get a million people just tagging each other, saying like, because it's so true. Like, that's the thing about golf. As soon as you feel like you've really got it figured out, what happens? The wheels come off, and you got to start over.
Where did that 7 come from?
Where did that come from? And it's like the last thing a golfer ever wants to say is, "I'm playing really well right now," because then that's what happens. But hey, that's the game. You got to ride it with its ups and its downs. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. What else we got? All right, so we put together a little fun video out there to kind of just highlight the show, the golf podcast. Just this goes to show you how long we've been doing this. We have 217 episodes after tonight. So take a look.
And this one, too, is a little backstory. It's because whenever we're out there, we do think about this. We're like, all right, what episode was that? We talked about that, didn't we? Yeah, let me talk. So here, we'll have fun with this one.
That's a fried egg for you.
Episode 153, dude.
You're right.
Do it. Episode 153.
Hitting from the heavy rough. Episode 58. Oh, and episode 184. Come on, man.
You're right. Dude, hold up. Episode 144. Didn't you learn anything? You get up and over this. Flop it.
Flop shot?
Flop it.
Flop it.
Dude, that was the best flop shot of my life.
There it is. I see a t-shirt. Hashtag flop it. Episode 93, lag putts. There's the music.
There's the music. Roll the end music.
That was a little fun. We had a little time left over after our most recent vlogs. We're like, well, while we're out here, let's have a little fun with it. Shoot a little commercial.
That's how our minds think. It's pretty cool. So, we don't have the blooper reel done, so we're gonna skip that. I'll probably post that on social media. Yeah, maybe we'll save it for live. I'll probably get it on social before that, but it's pretty funny. All of that filming, we do kind of mess up, so.
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
So let's wrap it up with a quick this week on Golficity. We're going to highlight some of the trending stories. First one, and I don't have a photo for this, so ignore that freak. But this guy, I heard he got attacked by a goose on the golf course. For some reason, my photo didn't work for this, but you have to see it to believe it. There's an article on Golficity about it. It's pretty crazy. I don't mess with the geese on the golf course, to be honest with you. I actually don't mess with any animals, but I don't know, pretty crazy. What else we got? Benzenberg, Eric. He's at it again. One of our writers. He reviewed the Snell golf balls. I think we've got a photo.
I always love how deep he dives in. I mean, he doesn't do anything halfway. He gets out there. He tests the heck out of these things.
He does, and it's great. I think he has a photo there of him in the cart. If you can roll that.
See where that
quick.
was here. Hold
because
on.
he put this in the article. He was out there giving it the true test.
That's
not the
that's
snags.
not Eric. There we go.
There he is. He's got his True Link shoes and his Gatorade and his Snell golf ball. So check out that review. Definitely worth the read. I mean, so this guy, Frank, real quick, he actually he owned one of the patents on the Pro V1.
Yeah, he was a pretty major golf ball developer. I think with Titleist and as well with TaylorMade. And then he kind of broke out on his own later, and he's now got his own brand, Snell, and he's trying to. You see a lot of this, which is great because I think ultimately it's going to make overall golf balls a little bit less expensive because you got other guys getting out there and trying to drive the price down a little bit by introducing some competition in that like premium ball market. So anytime I see something like that, I always like to see it, and I just you kind of root for some of these small guys because I've seen before some really great companies come and then just go because they just can't quite compete. But right. I think no matter what, as much as I love these other, the other balls, the big names that we often play with, it's always good to get a little competition and keep everybody on their toes, and just, keep that innovation grinding.
Right, sure, totally agree. So check that one out. Eddie DeTusa, he's a loyal member of the free Facebook group, the Golf Podcast. He put out a nice piece on Snag Golf.
There's the photo.
So there it is.
Now, is that what your daughter does? I know she takes lessons. Okay.
So we kind of read Eddie's experience, with his son, and yeah, this is what my daughter is doing. I strongly encourage you to check it out. See if you have a Snag Golf program in your area because she's learning this game very fast from that type
good
of
fundamentals too.
Yeah, because it's a tennis ball and it's oversized clubs. It kind of looks like clown clubs. Right. So but they do the trick, and then they move them off to the real clubs and balls, at the end of each session. So it's really cool.
It sparked my interest. When I was down at the club, I talked to one of the, the associate pros, and he's starting a junior program at our course. And my 4-year-old daughter, I'm going to be getting her started with something. So it's always good. Get them started early. He's actually said a very interesting thing too. I forgot to tell you this, Mike. He said that he's a big advocate of at very young starting them in tennis. And he said, if you can just do that tennis, because it's a bigger racket and like tennis ball, stuff like that, he goes, just getting that hand-eye coordination and getting used to turning the wrists over and just hitting it. He goes, he finds that any kids who've started in tennis transition really well to golf as they get a little bit older, 8, 9 years old, and start getting some real golf lessons going. He finds that his students who came over from starting tennis young really excelled well. So just something to think about.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right. We'll sign her up tomorrow. I played tennis growing up.
Yeah.
I loved it. So yeah, that's cool. Chris McEwen, another one of our writers. Chris has been firing on all cylinders with awesome apparel and product reviews. He does some fun opinion pieces. We can't get enough of his videos. McEwen reviews it and his other write-ups. So Chris is, he's doing some great things. He's actually collaborating with Eric on some upcoming projects. And I love when those guys put their heads together and they do some great things.
Yeah.
And then of course, Frank, we have awesome instructional content coming out, more and more of it. Great new topics. Things like hitting out of wet sand, stop missing short putts, even some awesome fitness tips from Kirk Adams, our fitness contributor. So it's all there, and the best place to get all of it is just download the app. It's free.
Absolutely. Yeah. Check it out on the app. Like Mike was saying, it's all right there. It's 100% free. And, there's the Fitness Friday. I've been really loving those Fitness Fridays that Kirk's been doing. And it's just like really great, actionable 2-3 minute videos and tells you where it's going to help you with your game. A lot of instruction stuff there, the latest podcast. And as always, you can get every one of our podcasts right there under the podcast tab at the bottom. And they're all right there. So download the app. It's definitely the best way to go about that. All right. I think that's everything for this week. Yeah. We'll be back again next week. We'll be talking about the players. Make sure, as always, if you're following us on Facebook, turn on those live notifications so you can jump in the conversation with us, as well as if you're watching it on the replay on YouTube or in the app. Make sure you like Golficity and check out these when they actually go live on Facebook. But if you miss anything, we always post the replays later. So we got a podcast to record now. Let's go ahead and do that, and we'll see everybody again really soon.